I'm Chris.
This
is James, and this is Chris and James discuss the Omin Mesa Saga.
Do you want to cover this timeline? Because you haven't read it and probably can't.
All right, I'm going to cover this timeline. This is the second timeline in the Omin Mesa Saga.
And this is Omin Mesa Saga: The Telling. This is the span of unknown times between 20,000 years and 15 billion years. This is the next four videos. This is the next 4 videos.
Alright, so the first thing that's going to happen is we're creating a new universe all about Omin Mesa Saga.
This is it.
This is it. Now, the very first thing that
happens...
happens...
There's Sanford and there's Bug-Eyed.
Universe, Sanford, Bug-Eyed.
Yeah.
Alright. I love Bug-Eyed.
It's a great universe already.
Alright. That's all they needed to have.
Yeah. And it's over.
It's over, yeah.
That's the whole story.
That's the whole story. No, really, the first thing needs to happen is they need to form elements. Now, what kind of elements are being formed? Oh, magnesium sulfate, sulfur, iron, hydrate.
Whoa, you were getting way ahead. First, helium.
Oh, helium. Hydrogen,
lithium,
beryllium, boron, boring. That's boring. We're going to go on to see what happens next. We all know what the elements are, and if you don't, there's a periodic chart of elements found here.
But you know what's not being formed right now, besides plutonium?
What?
Gold, because that requires the, fusion, the colliding of 2 neutron stars, and there are no neutron stars yet.
But that's okay.
It is okay, but that's just a tidbit of information that you're going to need to know later.
You're going to need to know why there's no gold on this planet.
Gold requires the colliding of 2 giant neutron stars, which could potentially destroy a lot of things. Do you see where the second dot is?
Yeah, I do know exactly what the next thing that happens is.
Cool.
Believe it or not. So, a high council is created by a higher being.
I mean, when you think of who the council is, he's got this being is so much better.
He made individual people, creatures, out of each individual element that was formed. There is a beryllium creature out there that gets to be a part in the say of what happens to all other living creatures on this universe.
That's a scary thought, but
that is a hugely scary thought. So you know what's going to happen? We're going to challenge the council. Don't worry, we'll get to that later. Okay.
So do they.
Alright, so here's what... After the beings are formed, the universe goes, it's dark. I want stars.
Yeah.
And that's what happens. Stars are made like that. Pow! In the blink of a star.
See, I totally would have messed up this part and said start form. Wait. That's
anyway,
stars.
So after the stars form, the really great thing is, after they're stars, the stars need somebody to look at them, and the creatures need somewhere to stay. So, planets. The universe went, hello, we need planets.
Giant rocks.
Now, are we talking about the universe, or the megaverse, the multiverse,
or
the
this is just
solar system?
This is just our universe. This is what happens to our universe when it's no longer our universe, but it's Sanford's universe.
So, Sanford, a living being for anywhere from 15 billion to 20,000 years.
That's S-A-N-F-O-R-D with no D in the middle.
So he's been floating in the great void for 15 billion years.
It was so void.
So very lonely.
So nothingness.
And what happens? There's a planet that's just poof there, and he goes, I'm going to call you Mesa.
It was a giant rock, and he's like, man, that looks like a mesa.
Right? And then he looks over to his left and he goes, that's a moon. I'm going to call you James?
Livering.
Livering.
Because I wrote it like a child would write something they're spelling for the first time.
Livering. Alright, well, after the moon is formed, Sanford lands on an island on Mesa.
It's just a little island.
And he names it Life.
Yeah.
In the language of the Tateyans.
Which is Tatea.
Tatea, meaning life.
That word comes up a lot.
Okay. Now, lightning godhead.
What?
Godhood. Lightning.
Godhood. Oh, so the
Sanford is basically given permission by the council to be Zeus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the father. He's the like the grandfather, grandfather, and great grandfather, and so on and so forth of the entire universe.
I'm gonna warn you. We're only going
give,
to this page today.
So they give him control over all of lightning.
All of lightning.
Element, like sentient element of lightning. No, it's Sanford now.
Anyways, so Sanford's DNA that was spread across the universe works its way into the building code of the DNA of new life forms. So now we have a race, and Sanford decides he's going to call them Tateyans, or life.
Life
Right.
or lives. I'm not sure. I said life with an S. That's not a word, so yeah.
Right, so after that, we have Sanford hearing a baby cry. I don't know where the baby came from, but he's like...
The baby spawned from Sanford's essence. When the universe like exploded again and hit his shield the other way around, it like both ways. The universe like carried his DNA into the center of the universe, and then carried it out into the universe.
So he found the baby on Mesa, and he's like, your name is going to be Trans.
Yeah.
What kind of name is Trans?
It means appearing in the Tatean language.
So the baby appeared out of nowhere, so he named it Appear.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the baby's going to be the king of lightning since Sanford's the god, and Sanford's going to raise the baby.
And which makes him immortal. He's already an immortal race, but so Sanford's immortal. He just spent like 1 billion years in a shield with no atmosphere.
So Sanford then decides he's going to walk around his island of Tatea
with no atmosphere.
With no atmosphere. And he finds a ton of babies just lying around. No mothers, no fathers, just children.
Who also don't need to eat or breathe.
And Sanford becomes the father of all Tateans.
Yeah. And he names them all. Can you get through that?
Yeah. Sanford taught the Tateans everything he knew. Which, you would think after 15 billion years floating in a void, you would know nothing. But no, Sanford knew everything. It's like he had the computing power of 10 megacomputers for 15 billion years. Okay? He knows all about math, science, geometry, geology, geography.
Did you skip something?
No way, man. I would never skip anything.
Where are you at? Oh.
I don't even know where all this goes.
Sanford discovers this other baby to become part of his race. That's that dot, and then this dot is this, where he gives them all names. They're the Tateans, and he gives them names.
He named them. Now, they're Fei Sheng, Christold.
No. The Fei Sheng.
Coloco, Envy, Hexfire, Wizardist, Mugwai, Solar, Ezekiel?
Some of these are right. Some of these...
Haley, Psi-Factor, Tanyo.
A lot of these are right.
Melos, Dice, Karamus, Wilco, Wingo, Yabote. Yabote? Love? Really?
No. Love forever.
Dragonokeo, and Kiamu. Kiames.
Yeah, see, I know I'm just really bad at spelling, but that's
horrible.
But that's not all of how they're.
Anyways, all the Tateans have names, and if you'd like to see them typed out and figure out how they're pronounced, ask us for the Q&A.
And in the Q&A, if you really do want to know how they're pronounced, I'll just say them, but not now.
Alright, yeah, because I'm short on time. It's hot in here. I need to send the kids to bed, and James was rude to my girlfriend. I feel bad.
I thought it was the kids.
No, it was my girlfriend.
I know. I figured that out when I was like, "Why would the kids have music?" That's M's phone.
Yeah.
And I yelled at her.
Yeah. We both know you're gonna apologize to her. Yeah.
Like, she didn't say anything either, and I feel even worse about that.
No, she doesn't want to interrupt our video.
Oh, okay.
That's why she left the living room, and I'm sad. I haven't had her pretty face to look at.
She could be a third commenter, and she won't.
She doesn't want to be. She doesn't want to be in our video.
So
We're here where
this
Sanford
one's right.
teaches the Tateyans
Yeah,
everything he knows.
that's the thing.
And next thing we know, the Tateyans are all-knowing, all-powerful, immortal beings that don't have to eat, sleep, drink, or breathe. And so what do? They form a society.
They don't forget anything. They can do that.
But you know, the moon of Mesa starts to form life with DNA similar to Sanford's, but not exactly the same.
Because it's kind of a little ways away.
Kind of a little ways. Other planets further away start to grow life with DNA less similar. In other words, the further you get away from
the less you look like
Mesa,
a human with the ability to punch your face off from a mile away.
Right. Right. The furthest planets start forming life with Sanford's DNA being very diluted.
This is great. I like it when you read it, and it's just...
Well, the sad thing is, Sanford's DNA isn't just diluted. It's broken, it's damaged, it is mutated to fill the gaps, because life will find a way.
Life will frogs.
Life will frogs.
Lots of frogs.
Lots of frogs.
And
anyways,
that explains Masons.
The races of the other planets are established. Masons, Pocahontas, Cadans, Cayunes, Star Shifters.
Oh, God.
Grihas.
Oh, yeah, he got that one right.
Brunies.
Maybe. I'm not sure what I was going for there.
Humans. Alfred. Just Alfred.
It's just Alfred.
Shade, geek, elves. Elves? Elvis?
Elves.
Elvis.
It's elves.
And two of my favorite, plurals and Masons.
No. Not at all.
Again, the spelling and correct pronunciation will be featured in our Q&A.
Yeah, you know what? Just put it in a question or else I'll say it right.
The creature Garor is born.
You know what? That could go either way. That one's okay. Sure. I don't know if you guys heard that.
The creature Garor, I'm a creature. He's born.
It's Garoro.
We are going to touch base on Garoro later. You're going to find out what he looks like, who he is, how powerful he is, and why it's such an amazing event that he was born. But not right now. You just need to know that he was born sometime after all the other planets developed
and the
racial
other
profiling
were made. Like, there were other races.
I just said they developed racial profiling, didn't I?
Yeah, and then he was born.
I'm not
so
racist
separate.
Unless you're a Garoro. Tatea's Alfred sleeps. I have no idea what that's about.
The Tatean dragon. The Tateyans make a shrine that he can sleep in. Alfreds are godly beings that reside on Mesa. There's a north, south, east, and west Mesa, and then the island of Tatea, and each island has its own Alfred god.
Right. Well, the Tateyans developed advanced technology and improved Dr. Lumen's device, the one that was used to fail at protecting Melissa.
But Miranda, yeah.
Miranda. Yeah. They improve it, so now they can protect the entire island of Tatea.
Not the planet, just the island.
Just the island. Now you need to know that the island of Tatea is about the size of Iowa.
Yeah, probably. No, it's about the size of Rhode Island.
Rhode Island is like the size of Joplin.
We said the Tatea is like the size of Rhode. This is a very small inhabitable planet with a high gravity.
Very high gravity at all.
So gotta cut that out.
Alright, anyways, so, and the very last thing we need to touch base on today is how the races were created long ago. So, and then they got together and they did this thing called socializing.
Yeah. Like with their
Now
mouths.
they created a society, and you know what? With society comes a lot of things. Culture, law, order, ideals, war, even godhood.
Yeah.
And that's everything that they did in that timeline. Thank you, Tatea, for being so freaking complicated.
I know, and this isn't even the first, episode that I had planned for the comic book. This is just all backstory.
This is too much.